Hey everybody, this is Charlie Boxo, and just doing a second video for this Granville P-45B bee killer model from Dora Wings, which is a company out of the Ukraine. Now I ordered this model out of Amazon and it actually got here pretty quickly, so that was a definite plus. So I finished building it. I have not completed. I'm going to do some dirty washing with it and add the machine guns and of course the canopy and such. But since I just hit it with some clear matte finish, this is what the plane actually looks like once it is complete. And it is very small. Here is my hand compared to this 1/48 scale. If you watch any videos on this plane, which there are some rebuilt models or actual flying aircraft of this plane, it is a very small plane, but it is very fast and maneuverable. And unfortunately, the military never did use it for any type of combat scenario. They had them and they were thinking about it, but then other things happened and they didn't end up using this plane. Not to mention the Granville brothers were kind of a small company, but very ingenious as far as their plane building. Now, there were some problems with this model. Overall, it was a fun model to build, but there were some fit problems. Like right here, this panel right here, ooh, my finger's very big. I had to do a lot of puttying I had to do a lot of sanding to get it to fit, and then a lot of puttying, and I thought it came out pretty well. I also puttied the joint right here, between the fuselage pieces, and just because of the fit. Also where the wings come into the fuselage as well. So, but overall, fun model to build. There were some brass pieces that I had a little bit of trouble with. If you want to leave me a comment in the comment section on how to deal with brass pieces, because I'm building a rafale that actually has some brass pieces, and I may just look up some videos to see how best to work with those and glue them and so forth and so on. But anyways, so I made a little bit of notes. There was no paint scheme in the model. Like, for example, the internal parts of the cockpit, you just had to basically go with what you normally would use for cockpit, which is your typical green chromate and flat black and some silver and aluminum steel pieces there. So that wasn't a big deal, but there was a lot of detail to this cockpit, and then it's buried in here inside the actual plane. Now there's a door that's supposed to be right here on the starboard side of the cockpit that you can cut out, but I didn't want to mess with it. I just thought, I'll leave the model as is, but you could cut it out right there. You could cut out this part of the door and then glue like an open door panel there. I just thought they should have left that open, and then you can decide whether you want to glue the panel on, not add that extra, go ahead and cut it out yourself. And like I said, it needed quite a bit of putty. The decals were okay. They were okay. I had to do a lot of fudging with the decals. They didn't really, oh, my toast is ready. They didn't go on easily. I think they, whatever resin or glue they used for the decals themselves were a little lacking, but overall they actually, once I did some fudging around with it and getting them to move in place, they actually fit pretty well. So overall, pretty decent little model. Since it's from a company out of the Ukraine, I can't remember how much I paid for it. It was a little bit expensive, but fun nonetheless. And I'm gonna toy around with it and mess around with some washes and stuff like that and get it all dirty. And so there it is. If you want to leave me a comment, don't leave me any comments on what my voice sounds like, or anything like that, or how many ums I said. This is just me telling you, hey, this was a pretty cool model, and it's got a cool little history. Watch the videos on it and stuff. But I hope you enjoy it, and happy building.